This video was created by Danny Kessler, Associate Professor and Korea's first PhD in Wellness Tourism. Over the last 50 years, we have optimized our lives for absolute scheduling flexibility. Remote work, on-demand consumption, and the infinite digital feed have allowed us to engineer a daily reality virtually free of friction. This convenience required us to detach from collective societal schedules. To gain total control over our personal days, we systematically dismantled the structural frameworks that once forced our internal clocks to align with those around us. By maximizing our individual flexibility, we have engineered an epidemic of private time, a world of schedules shared with absolutely no one. This is the biological byproduct of unanchored time, a sensation where the hours of a Tuesday drag, yet the weeks evaporate into months. In clinical terms, this is solitary phenomenology. The brain fails to compress daily experiences into a lasting narrative without other people physically present to witness our actions. It manifests as that hollow, detached sensation, the psychological void of moving through a day completely unobserved. That parking lot feeling is your nervous system reporting on the reality of your isolation. Digital platforms offer only a facsimile of communion. These feeds are observational archives of someone else's past experience. They provide passive consumption rather than actual intimacy or presence. In the absence of a physical witness, experience fails to anchor. The timeline of our lives remains unrecorded and porous. For 10 millennia, human civilization relied on synchronization artifacts, literal technologies designed to physically align the internal clocks of thousands of individuals simultaneously. The weekly market day served as an adult societal generator, forcing intense spatial alignment as crowds navigated commerce together. We see the same mechanism in the seasonal harvest, where collective attention locks onto a shared coordinate as survival. Spiritual and parish calendars administered this alignment on a massive scale, utilizing architecture to enclose entire communities within a single temporal coordinate. Institutional schooling functions as a primary engine for mass temporal alignment, forcing thousands of internal clocks to occupy the same hallway on the same Tuesday. We built literal hardware to enforce this across large physical spaces. The school bell is an ancient technological instrument used to strike a shared rhythm for the collective. These systems provided the load-bearing infrastructure for human social coherence, a foundation of shared time that we have spent 50 years dismantling. This process relies on a biological mechanism called social salience. The neocortex requires social witnessing to encode episodic memory. When your timeline intersects with others, the moment locks into place as an event. But without a witness, the narrative of the day blurs across the timeline. The human organism is calibrated for the band, an ancestral constraint of 30 to 150 individuals living in constant, ambient co-presence. Your autonomic nervous system processes the absence of the band as a persistent, low-grade mortal threat. Isolation is interpreted by the body as a danger to survival. Much of the modern mental health crisis is a biological misfire. Our nervous systems are interpreting our hyper-convenient, private lifestyles as an active threat to our existence. Modern societal structures administer isolation at scale, removing the ambient sense of belonging that once defined human life. High-functioning individuals are beginning to recognize this trap and are actively rejecting total private optimization. To remain psychologically intact, we must intentionally forfeit some modern flexibility. This requires locking ourselves into recurring, real-life co-presence, whether through local collectives, shared meals, or physical projects. Community is no longer an ambient given. Retribalization is now a conscious, engineered requirement for our mental survival. Physically aligning with a tribe reactivates the memory mechanism. Daily life regains its sense of eventfulness. Systemic dread is mitigated not through digital apps, but exclusively through heavy, inconvenient human co-presence. Humans were not evolved for solitary time. The ultimate luxury of the coming decade will be the biological security of belonging to a tribe, the experience of being witnessed into existence. This video was created by Danny Kessler, Associate Professor and Korea's first PhD in Wellness Tourism.